If you are a fan of having 3D or 2D interactive motion graphics and animations within your digital product to create wow effect for your users, you should watch this video. I'm gonna name a couple of cool tools that you can use to create animations for your digital product. Plus, we're gonna talk deeper about one new tool that the Spline team released recently. So bear with me until the end of this video. My name is Kia, and here is a Kimo. Welcome back to my channel. Animations and motion graphics can really impact the user interface that we are designing and increase the usability and bring a better user experience for our users. However, there is a big if. If we use this kind of effects not in a proper way, then it might have even more major negative impact on our design. So we need to get sure that we are using animations, motions in general, in a proper way in our user interface. In the first part of this video, I'm going to name two very cool tools that you can use in order to create motion and animations and use them in your UI design. And furthermore, you can even use those stuff that you are creating within your final digital product. You can hand it over to your tech team, or you can directly use no coding web design tools to kind of use these animations and motion graphics and bring a little bit actions to your user interface. And in the second part of the video, we're going to talk about the Hana, which is a new 2D design tool. So if you are interested into this topic or in general user interface or UX design, get sure to smash the subscribe button right now if you haven't done yet. And if you're new here, to join the fam and stay tuned about the rest of the videos that I'm going to publish in this channel. Plus, you can check the other videos that we already have in the channel. There are a lot of stuff that you might find it helpful in your design process as well. Now, without further ado, let's get started. The first tool that we're going to talk about today is going to be the Rive. I'm pretty sure you heard the name, or even maybe you are using it right now. It's a very cool tool for creating interactive user interface with the motion graphics, with the animations. And yeah, let's check the website. I'm not going to really get into how we can use this tool to create animation and motion graphics, but we're going to just check the website and see a couple of use cases of the stuff that we can create. When you land on this web page, you can immediately feel that there are a lot of cool motion graphics on some interactive elements, such as this button here. You can see this cool cat animation that is trying to touch the cursor. Or here, for example, in the CTA, you see this launching button, which is very cool. This shows that already what the stuff we can create using the Rive. And if you scroll down, you can see a lot of cool use cases here, which give a better understanding of this platform. For example, you can create video user interfaces that are interactive, and even you can connect the information to it to show some detail about what's happening in the video. You can even use it for creating a game or game user interface, or advanced, let's say, UI animations for iconography or illustrations. They're all possible using this tool. You can click on each of these use cases and read a little bit more in detail and see other screenshots and a screen recording. If you want to see more, you can go to the community section here from the menu and click on the marketplace. Here you can find a lot of examples that you can check their interactions, you can check their animations, and even furthermore, you can try them in your project. You can open them in the edit mode. For example, this one. When you click on it, you have this preview canvas, which give you the possibility to really interact with the design. And if you click on this preview in the Rive, you will open this design within the basically edit design panel or design window. Here you can see how the project has been built, what are the animations here, what are the logics, and every detail that you might need about this design. For me, Rive is a tool which is very similar to video editing softwares such as the After Effects or Premiere, but with this difference that we can create a kind of interactions for each animation or motion graphic that we design, meaning that we can define actions that are triggering our animations, which is not possible in traditional video editing tools such as After Effects. Please let me know in the comment section if you want me to create more videos about this tool. The second design tool that I want to talk about in this video is a Spline tool, which is famous like the other one. And if you are into 3D modeling animation, specifically interactive ones, you should have heard its name as well. Let's jump into their website to check their... When you land on the website, you can see this hero section immediately that shows what exactly you should expect from this software or online tool. And when you move your cursor around, you see this cool 3D effect. And when you scroll down here, you can explore a couple of examples that the community has built or a Spline tool team provide you to kind of see what stuff possible within this tool. Let's click on the see more examples. And like Rive, if you click on each of this project, you will have access to the edit file, the design file, so you can see that how the stuff has been built by your own. But I don't want to go here. I would like to click on the community here from the top menu. And from here, I would like to go to the Spline community and see what we can find there. So when we come to the community section of this platform, we can see other designers that they are sharing their works within the Spline website. We can again click on them, check the designs and interact with it ourselves and see how they are working. For example, this cool robot animation, and you can see that it's kind of following the cursor. I mean, it's very cool and amazing. If you add this to your website, definitely it's going to grab a lot of attention. And if you scroll down below the previous section, we have this remix button, which if you click on it, you will basically open this project, the file of this project within your edit file, design file, and you can see that what is the structure of the project. Common 3D design tool user interface. So I'm not really into this tool, but let me know in the comment section if you want me again to deep dive into this online 3D modeling or animation creating tool. I can also work on it and share with you a little bit more. Before we go to the next part, which I'm going to talk about Hana, the new 2D design tool that has been released by Spline team itself, I would like to mention that you can use these tools that I mentioned so far with the free license and give them a try, see if you like them, if you found them interesting, and if you can use them in your projects. And then you go for paid license, so you have access to a couple of features which will help you to get familiar with the tool. And definitely the learning curve is not that hard, I have to mention. Still, there are a lot of things that you might need to learn if you want to use this tool with the most power or with all the features that exist within them. But again, they are very, very intuitive and easy to learn. And now back to Hana. Let's first open their website. I would like to show you again, like we did for the other tools, that what exactly we can expect from this tool as well. So let me switch to the full screen. And in their platform, when you land, you can see, first of all, this is from the Spline team. So it's the same team that producing this tool. It gives me this feeling that they are all thinking to create ecosystem that works for creating animations and motion graphic design tools. So I expect more updates comes to this tools such as the Spline 3D design tool or this 2D one. You can read more about the capabilities, what exactly you can expect, but for me the most important point is to see some examples of what is achievable. And here you can find some examples such as this iconography with the motion design, with the motion basically an animation, plus the interactive 2D animations. You can see that this circle is following the cursor of the user, or interactive elements such as this one in the right side that the user can really interact with this 2D animation, 2D elements, and it has some animations. And you can create, I don't know, UI element design with the animations. and the rest you can find it here. If you scroll down, you can see more examples. I mean, when you look at these examples, you already can feel that this tool can be very handy to create very, very impressive designs and add it to your product. It's very easy to create a free account. You can also register with your Google account. And then when you log in, you will land in your dashboard where you can create either 3D design file or you can create 2D design file. It's really up to you what exactly you want to achieve. In this place, you also have access to the community. We have seen this dashboard before. If you click on create button on top here, you will open this drop down menu, which you can choose among the possibilities you have. So when you click on that, you will create your Hana 2D design file, and it will land here in your design view, which is basically exactly the same as what we had in the Spline tool itself. Actually, I have to mention that a couple of the features that exist within this tool, you could find it already in the 3D design tool that Spline had before. But I assume that they decided to separate these features to create more kind of 2D design focus design tool. But yeah, it doesn't matter. The first thing that I notice immediately when I land here is this feature, which will help us to create frame. And if you do 2D design, if you do user interface design, you should know that when we can create a frame, most probably we can create layouts for the design that we have. And that's the same case here. So when we create a frame, here in our design panel, we have the layout section, which will help us to create kind of more controllable layout. If you are familiar with the Figma, this is exactly the same thing like auto layout. In the framer and in the Webflow, we have the similar things because it's a really web development standard that you can find everywhere. Actually, the rest of the properties are very simple and similar to what we had before in the other design tools. I can say it's exactly the same like a Figma even. So we have the layout section, we have the fill, we have a stroke, we have properties for the effects, and the rest. The things that might be more powerful here in compared to Figma, or before Figma actually released the new updates and new tools, is this two stuff that we can create different event for this element, such as what we had in the 3D design tool that I showed you before. So we can add more interactive animation to our 2D element. And the state option here is basically for creating different state for the same element, such as what we have in the component for the Figma. So it's nothing new. Okay, let's together build something here to get more familiar with this tool. Let's click on the frame that we made and let's remove the layout because I want to freely add elements here. First of all, let's add one text layer and I would like to type something in this. From the design panel, we have properties to change the font size, the font styles, and everything else. And I would like to change the color also to white that we can see the thing better. Then I would like to add one circle, one shape into my design, and then come to the effect section, click on the effect. And here you can see from the effect type, we have the liquid glass, which, as you might guess, is exactly the same liquid glass effect that the Apple released, and it's very viral this day. So I'm going to click on this one and then reduce the transparency of the fill property to maybe, I don't know, 4, something like that. This will add the glass effect to our circle. We have the same effect within the Figma as well. I have made also one video about that. You can find that video by clicking on the banner on top, or you can find a link to that video in the description of this video as well. We have more properties to adjust this effect, which you can find it by clicking on this basically icon here. And then you can adjust, I don't know, distortion or the depth or blur or the rest of the properties to create the effect that you would like to have. The cool thing that exists here in Figma, I didn't find it, is the magnification effect, which kind of create a magnifier effect. You can increase it. Now let's see if we can add some sort of interaction to this element. First, we need to create two different states, like we sometimes do in Figma as well. We create a component with two different states and create one interaction using the prototyping tool between those two states. So first, let's select this, create one state. We have the base state, which is the current design. And then we have a state which we can change it to, I don't know, state 2. And in the state 2, I would like to change the size of the circle. You can do maybe more. I'm not sure. We can maybe increase the or reduce transparency, or actually increase this transparency, and change the blurriness to a little bit more blur, reduce the distortion, and increase the depth or reduce the depth. I'm not sure. Whatever you kind of want to do. Now we have two states for this element that we can create event to kind of trigger this, trigger the transition between these two states. So while we are selecting this element, I'm going to event section, click on this plus and create one event, which right now the trigger type is on start. That means when you start the preview or you run this design within your browser, from the starting, this interaction is gonna happen. But you can also define different triggers such as mouse down, mouse up, mouse press. Let's put it on the mouse hover. This means this interaction is gonna happen when the user hover on the element. Now I would like to create one new action. I would like to create a transition action between two different states, but you can also do other stuff. For now, I'm clicking on the transition. When you open the rest of the properties that exist within this action, you have this transition part, which says that this interaction or this transition interaction is going to happen between the current state and the state 2. We can actually change this to the base state. Plus, you can add more state here as well to create more complex interactions. You can also define the delay, or if this animation should happen in the loop, or the rest of the stuff. That does not matter at the moment for us. We just want to give it a try. Now, if we get back to our frame and click on this play button, we will run our preview, and there you can see that we built easily this interactive circle with the dynamic liquid glass effect. If we get back to our event, the event that we made, and open the transition that we have, here we also can define different type of timing for this element. For example, I can put it on ease. Right now it's actually is on ease in out. We can put on a spring to give a little bit more, I don't know, bouncy effect. Maybe we can run the element and see how it works. You can see that now it has different animation. When we hover on it, it has a smoother one with a little bit bouncy effect. You can do more, you can play around with it and build more amazing effects. But it's not only that. As I said, you can add layout to this design that you have, and this will help you to actually create more controllable design, which you can use in your user interface. For example, here if you see, let's delete all this stuff that we had before. I would like to create a hierarchy in my page, so I'm going to create different frame within this frame, and then we can add maybe background color to be able to make this frame more visible. Then we can duplicate these frames. You can see that we have the horizontal stack here, with the possibility to change the gap between the child layers within it, or we can add even paddings. This is the behavior that we had for auto layout in the Figma as well. We can also define most probably the resizing behavior of the element within this parent layer, which right now it's on the fix. You can come to the shape design section here, and here you can define to the resizing behavior to fill. So now the element that we made horizontally going to fill the parent layer. You can also do the same thing for the height. That's how you can define resizing behavior for elements and create a frame hierarchy or element hierarchy, exactly like other user interface design tools. So you can use this 2D design tool for creating UI, plus add more kind of action and more motions to your design. And that was it. I hope you learned something new and you find this video helpful. And if it was so, please don't forget to like this video and share it with the other designers. Plus, you can join the Discord server that we have and share your work and design there with me and with others. I would like to also show your designs and work in each video that I'm making as inspiration. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.